Intellectual property is actually, I wouldn't call it natural resource, but it is a significant component in the economy. And provided that everybody recognizes that is the case, I think that government could be extremely helpful if they created special funds that are dedicated to covering the cost of patent protection. Most often, we lose opportunities if IP processing and patent protection are not handled in a professional way. And there's no two ways about it. It has to be done properly. It has to be done by people who are knowledgeable in the space, and those who are knowledgeable and experienced are very expensive. We talk about law firms, we talk about experts who help to put together the patents. All of that is very expensive. So funds that are dedicated to covering the cost, at least at the early stage, can be extremely helpful. And you can even see who becomes successful and who becomes less successful. The way to measure it is based on the number of licenses that are being signed by different institutions. And more importantly, the number of licenses that translate into income through royalties. So I can think of at least a few that are extremely successful in the United States, like, for example, Stanford, MIT, Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, who have a very strong appreciation of that element of the game of academic livelihood, and therefore are very successful.
Do you have any Mars Innovation success stories?
We are en route to success. I will share with you in confidence that we signed recently one license agreement, which we call an opportunity for a mega deal. Hopefully, this is just the beginning, but hopefully it will remain sensational all the way to the finish line, because if it remains an idea, it's not good enough. And I believe that many more will follow suit. So we're catching up very rapidly now. I can relate primarily to the medical sciences space because I've surveyed it in Canada and in other jurisdictions. And I have to say that for people to build appetite around whatever it takes to participate in the patenting game, they have to be convinced that it really leads to some beneficial outcomes. And we don't see too many of those in Canada. And if we see those that came out of Canada, they ended up becoming successful in other jurisdictions. So between an idea and academic research and patent protection and commercialization, the whole chain of events have to be tied in together so that we can tell some good stories, and that will allow us to demonstrate to those who are skeptical about it that it works and that it's something that is worthy their attention. And that's part of what we try to do at MI between us and the researchers. So Israelis are known to be very entrepreneurial, and every idea becomes, in a relatively short period of time, a prototype of a product that can lead to commercialization. But to be able to do it in a relatively short period of time, you really have to be very aggressive and very entrepreneurial. And that is the common denominator among many Israelis who are extremely creative in the kinds of things they do. Well, this is implicated in information communication technologies, in medical device, to some extent also drug discovery, but in the medical area, primarily medical device, and in a few other spaces, like, for example, clean tech and renewable energy. But altogether, the emphasis here is on entrepreneurial spirit that really typifies Israelis. That element was missing in Canada for obvious reasons. But I think that over time, when people realize that the economy has to move in the direction of knowledge-based economy and that innovation is the driver, then people started developing a whole new culture, which is the culture of entrepreneurial spirit.